And we're officially live. Yes, the Skibbadeal today is MechWarrior 5. I almost said clans because I was reading my little notification. I said we gave up the foolish ways of the clans. I almost said it, but I didn't say it. It is MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries time. This is the new year, 2025. How is it going, Mech Bros? I'm your host, Get Good Fox, the commander of Ronin Fox Armored Security, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Sheriff Crab. How is the beginning of the new year going for you?
Well, quite similar to the end of the last year. I've been honest, I don't notice too much difference yet, so that's probably a good thing because last year was pretty eventful. So yeah, no, not too bad. What about yourself, Fox? How's the start of your year been?
You know, technically, the change of the year in the Gregorian calendar is like meaningless in the cosmic grand scheme of things. You know, we just kind of chose a point in time to start recording history and say this is when the new unit of time changes. But like, yeah, otherwise, I guess, you know, the planet, the Earth, the ecosystem, the animals, they have no concept of the fact that we are in 2025. Sometimes I don't even have a concept of what year it is, and if not for all of the things that remind me about it. My new year is going all right. We did have the Discord drinking party. It didn't quite go according to plan, as I drank too much before we really got started, but it was still pretty fun. We had a pretty good group of people in the Discord, and then I just woke up at like 3 a.m. and everyone was asleep. So it wasn't. While it didn't quite go to plan, it was still fun, and I did follow up and find out, you know, like how it went, and apparently people still had fun, even if I wound up drinking too much. And the only reason I drank too much was because one of our key members that was going to actually host the game lobby was late, and I didn't know how late was late going to be, and so I just started drink. I said that at the beginning we'll have aperitif, which is, you know, supposed to be like light drinking before dinner. Then we had normal drinking at dinner, and then I thought we'd go into the heavier drinking, and but apparently we were, you know, he was delayed, so we didn't get started. And then I decided, you know what, I'm like 10 cocktails in, and I barely feel it. It's time to I just took my whiskey glass, I put like 2 marble-sized ice spheres, and I just filled it to the brim with whiskey, and I drank it, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, what even is this stuff? It's like 40% alcohol, and so that was already enough. I should have stopped there, but I was like, you know, this is the real thing. This is like New Year's Eve, so I poured a second full cup of whiskey after drinking like 10 cocktails, and like that was enough. That was like, there was a point in time where I thought I could speak German, but it turns out I couldn't.
Oh, your German wasn't very good then.
Well, we were on request in the Discord. We were playing Linkin Park, and then somebody switched the song. But I at this point in time, I had drank like a ton of alcohol by then. So someone switched the song, and I wasn't there enough to realize the song had switched. And it was some like German band or something, and so I could tell that the accent was German, but they were singing in English, but they sounded German. So in my head, I'm like, I can understand German. You're like, that's crazy. And then my cat started trying to eat my pizza, and I kept trying to like ask the chat to help me stop the cats because like I wasn't there enough to understand how to stop them. I couldn't like get rid of them, and like. They kept like looking at me as they attempted to eat the pizza, and then eventually I tried to stop them, and then I failed and fell asleep. And then I woke up at 3 a.m.
And your cats were like 17 stone.
Yeah, I woke up, for some reason, I woke up at 3 a.m. realizing that I needed to put the pizza away.
You must have dreamed about your cats eating the pizza.
So a weird thing, when I drink too much, all of the music that I listen to becomes about cats, like for some reason. Like it's like a reoccurring dream I have, but I've also found that when I drink too much, all of the music becomes about cats. It's a very, like, I don't know why. It's just, it's a reoccurring dream, and it also happens when I drink too much whiskey. But yeah, it turns out that the Bushmills and the Red Breast, if you drink it, like, just straight up, a big quantity of it, like, that'll do you in.
After 10 cocktails, I think it's probably fair to add to that. Do you know what? You may have fell asleep and missed, the rest of the party, but it was a drinking party after all, and it sounds like you succeeded. It does sound like you succeeded in drinking, so congratulations.
Yeah, we got started a little. Okay, next time what we'll do is I'll either host the game, because okay, why didn't I host the game? I didn't host the game because there were some connection issues with me hosting, so Meme was going to host, but he was delayed because he had to do some stuff. Anyways, though, welcome everybody. We are in the year 2025. If you didn't make it to the drinking party, there was a drinking party in the Discord. We did some drinking. That's for sure. I didn't eat all those cookies either. Like those
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
I felt really bad throwing them away, but you know what? I was like, I am trying. This is the year where it's going to happen. Like I'm gonna make it happen. But yeah, so we are here in MechWarrior 5, and we've got a good pile of money. We are almost up to 100 million C-bills, and I want to spend it. Now, before the stream started, I moseyed on down to Aleuthian, the capital system of the Draconis Combine, and they didn't have anything I wanted. They had nothing. So we're going to have to go somewhere more to the source. So we're going to need to head on down to Terra. It's pretty far away, though. And I don't want to waste a lot of time. So what we are going to do is carve a path to Terra. We are going to knock out as many objectives as we can along the way to Terra so that we don't run the clock up. Running the clock up doesn't matter that much. It does mean that Kestrel Lancers will begin in the next, 4 years or so. And then the other thing it does mean is when you do reach 3049, the mercenaries stop moving around. The mercenaries become fixed. And there is a chance that, not a chance, there will be mercs that are no longer available to fight, meaning you can no longer claim their credit for this right here. Like if you want to do that. Now, it's not essential that you claim all of them. You can still build your intel up and access the bounty hunter's secret mission, but it does mean that, if you wanted to get credit for everything, and it does help because you do get a lot of intel for defeating an enemy merc or a rival merc for the first time, that you might want to get on that before the clock ends at 3049. So we've already claimed the Blackhearts, but here's the thing. The Blackhearts, you get a lot of money for fighting them. 2.1 million C-bills for a 7 difficulty mission. I just can't pass that up. So we're just going to bang a few of these out real fast. And, how much salvage can we get out of this? Not that much, actually. Yeah, we only get 9 salvage, so I'm not even going to concern myself with that. We're just going to go full money, a little bit of salvage, and in we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to carve a path from where we currently are downwards, and then start shopping. That is the plan. So, let me tell you what mission this is. This is a battlefield. Oh, interesting. In that case, I kind of want to kick the day off with some missiles. So I'm going in the Archer 2RB, the Star League Royal model that we managed to pick up. I was really worried about that one. Also, let me see what's going on down in Chatville. Dara says, good afternoon, Fox, Sheriff and Company. Welcome to the show, Dara. Chubby says, how's it going, everyone? Welcome, Chubby. He says, I can finally watch the stream and play the game at the same time with the new second... Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Chubby got a monitor for Christmas. That's very handy.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 monitor setup is, I could do a third. I could definitely do with a third, but
the battlefield is up ahead.
What do you call it?
Enemies will be relentless on this front, so take care not to overextend
I
yourself
haven't
here.
gotten the third monitor. Why have I gotten the third monitor? I need a bigger desk. Like the desk I have, I need an L desk. I need to get some L's. Like I'll need to have an L delivered to me. They'll have to ship me an L. I'll have to sign for the L.
Could you wall mount it?
Probably yes. but I just want a bigger desk. Like, that's all. I also just want a bigger desk.
Yeah, fair enough.
So here's the Blackhearts. You know, like I said, they were going to come. How do I know they're going to attack? The money, the payout was too high.
New target, Commando.
Time to fire the missiles.
Target acquired.
And we did go on Reddit, or I went on Reddit, and I did find some more questions and comments. So we will have a lot of stuff to talk about going on. But I think I want to start out by saying, if you were looking for news about MechWarrior or BattleTech, there is BattleTech news, but there is no MechWarrior news. So if you're hoping to hear something about, you know, maybe a DLC or anything, there is nothing. Like, we've got radio silence right now. You know, although we do get usually like 2 DLCs per year, it seems, it's one of those things where it's still pretty slow going. I do think that's a problem. I kind of wish that Piranha Games was a little more, not a little bit, a lot more interactive with the community. I know they used to do streams. I guess they don't do them anymore. They do have a community manager. I don't know how active he is with the community overall, but it is something that
running away.
Yeah, where is he going? He's a coward. I mean, he probably should. It's smart, you know. I'm not going to criticize. Unlike the clans, I will not criticize him for fleeing.
Tactical withdrawal.
Not that he can outrun my LRMs.
Target destroyed.
Your any remaining forces, well, about that.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Headshot that thing.
Oh yeah, I see that.
That's a mech I never headshot.
The Commando? Yeah, it's probably because it's so lightly armored that it goes down before you can really do a lot to it. I'm gonna lose tracking on that. Yep, I'm gonna lose tracking on that. We got a question from Kevin Ray Yap. He says he's been out of the loop for a while. Do I not play State of Decay 2 anymore? Yes, I have not played the game for at least 1 year, going on probably 2 years, and I have no intention of ever playing that game ever again. As long as I maintain my lock, I can snap shots off at other targets. I like this archer personally. I think this archer is pretty solid.
Target acquired.
The 2RB, that little bit of extra space you get on the endo steel, like, it really makes the mech. Dara says, totally, see streams with at least 3 monitors. Yeah, I could probably make use of a third. I mean, two is enough, but I could probably make use of a third. What I could do is I could have 1 monitor for actually playing the game, 1 monitor for the chat, and then 1 monitor for basically holding any information I want to read at the time, like, you know, just to kind of keep it available. All right, quick and easy. We'll get our pay. We'll get out of here.
I definitely would not be able to make use of a third monitor.
Yeah, I think for if you're not a content creator or you have some kind of like specific job, then you probably don't need a third monitor. Like 2 monitors, I think is really handy. 3 is probably, you know, unnecessary. But as you know, if you're a content creator, then I could definitely see, or any job where, you know, you want to do multiple things at a time on a computer, I could definitely make use of that third monitor. But what I really need is I need a bigger desk, which I'm gonna get one this year. It's time for a new desk. Plus, this desk is getting old and beat up. So we didn't bring a lot of salvage. That's not a big deal. I'm just gonna take whatever we. I'm just gonna click down the list. Down we go. We get some bounty hunter intel. Let's tick up the repairs. And
Oh, that's funny. It's the year 3025, and we're playing in 2025.
oh wow. Well,
We're 1,000 years off.
yeah, we're auspicious, prescient, and auspicious. It means that we'll probably have something good to buy when we get down to Terra. Let me see. So both of these pay out pretty good, but they are against the Draconis combined, so we're not going to take those. So let's go ahead and look for more. Okay, I do want to try to take out the these guys over here. The Eridani Light Horse escaped us last time.
That's right. They helped us, I think. Did they help us on a mission or something stupid?
Yeah. We chased them down, but we just didn't get any hits on them.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
Happy Teddy Bear says, howdy folks, Happy New Year's. We talking resolutions? Not yet. We were talking about the Discord drinking party, which, although it did not go quite according to plan, it was still a lot of fun. Okay, so the Eridani Light Horse did not retreat, so that means we do have a chance to, like, beat these guys up and claim the intel for them.
Okay.
Hopefully we get them this time. Just because you never know how the missions are gonna generate, but we will see.
Do you make New Year's resolutions, Fox?
I don't think these are good enough, but we might be able to draw them out in a multi-op. But the payout isn't high enough. That doesn't make me suspect that they'll be there. Kevin asked, may I ask why he wants to ask why I stopped playing State of Decay. I don't want to talk about it too much since this is not a State of Decay stream. I will say, if you go to my VODs channel and watch my very last State of Decay video, I talk about it in the last 20 to 30 minutes of it. But if you want the long story short is I just can't stand Undead Labs, and I don't want to be associated with them in any way. That does not give you any context, but that is the short version of the story. All right, so we got 3 million C-bills here. That is a lot of money for an 18 difficulty mission, so I've got a really good feeling about the Eridani Light Horse being here.
Bad news, Commander. Extreme weather conditions means
175? How? That's the same drop weight. No, it's not. I thought it was the same drop weight. This is a... So this is a battlefield mission on a... What planet is this? Tourmaline Desert. I'm going to use the Grasshopper. And I will bring one more person, and we got, what, 40 tons or so? 45 tons? Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll do it.
Yep.
Teddy Bear says, I spent my time in front of a warm fire and some hot coffee. Yeah, I bought a bunch of pizza, a bunch of cookies, and then I brought out all of the alcohol. I drank like 10 cocktails and then 2 cups of whiskey, and then that turned out to be too much.
Yeah, I had quite a few whiskeys myself, and me and my dad drank a bottle of champagne to ourselves as well.
I'm always impressed by how drinkable Bushmills is. Like literally, like you can just drink it. Like it's not a
yeah.
It's not like some of the other whiskeys where it's very, very like very rough and like almost like drinking like gravel laced in acid.
Additional forces are being deployed near you.
At least that's how it feels to be at times. I'm gonna go for this guy.
I'm in place for an
He was stupid.
emergency evac.
Oh, he has a...
If you can. If not, we're ready to burn with
Oh, I thought he had a battle... not a battle, just a...
Oh my gosh, gave him the robot kidney shot there.
What was the Blackjack doing? Blackjack, turn around.
I don't know, he's like losing his mind. He's getting beat up by a... Well, oh well.
What an idiot. He was just running with his back turned to him.
Good job, Commander.
All right, so we caught him this time. Great.
We'll think twice before trying that again. Looks like you don't need evac anymore. See you when the mission's complete.
Yeah, the mission started.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get this mission cranking.
I love destroying those buildings. They're really satisfying.
Which
Enemy
ones?
forces moving
This one here, over here.
Oh.
I just like the way they explode.
Oh, those little like guard houses or whatever they are.
No, guard houses, yeah.
They really blow up.
They do. It's really satisfying to kill them. I like destroying the wee like oil refineries as well. They like explode. Okay, we got
It's
some
like
mechs.
every mission we just turn it into a demolition mission. And Skull unit sending in the cicada right off the bat. Like, oh. An interesting choice. Got his leg.
His landsmate totally ditched him as well.
He's a spider too, so he has no excuse. I mean, he has a good excuse. The excuse is that, like, holy shit, these guys are huge compared to us, but... I really like this design that I built for the Grasshopper. This Grasshopper is actually up for testing in the... What do you call it? In the videos?
Target destroyed.
Yes.
For the Grasshopper, like this one is really good. Like I'm very, very happy with this one's performance.
PPCs and a few lasers are always going to be a winner. I think if we went back and had the Banshee again, and we had the Banshee 3S, because it has a large energy slot, and then just like pack it out full of like medium pulse lasers, that thing would be just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean the thing that really brings it together though is the twin heavy arena fists, because
That's
like,
true, actually. Yeah.
man, once you get into close combat, it's like it's Jover.
Target destroyed.
It is Jover for sure.
And the thing is, you don't need to use them either. Like this mech is plenty destructive without the heavy arena fist, but oh my god, once you get into the heavy arena fist, like I don't think there is any way to get more damage out of the Grasshopper than this. I think this build is very, you know, like obviously we could put even higher quality weapons on, but man, like I said, once you're in close combat, like the damage is crazy, and the PPC weaves into the attacks perfectly. Because, like, you can use the PPC in between the punches. You really feel like you can go on the offense with it, which I really, really appreciate.
When you used the Banshee 3 in your guides, you built something similar to that as well, where you had the battle fists and the PPCX.
Yeah, that's actually... This reminds me a lot of basically like a smaller version of the Banshee.
Yeah, but except you've got the lasers, which are a really nice addition.
Yes, the lasers are definitely really helpful. Now, you don't do as much damage as the Assault Fist, because the Assault Fist is crazy. It does like 50-something, I think it's like 50 or 55 damage, which is just
yeah,
like...
I think it might be 50.
Which is just like, it shouldn't even be allowed. They're like, stay away from him! That's a good idea, you don't want to get close. Oh, it's too late! So right there you can see it, where I'm able to basically do... I'm basically able to do all of my weapons back to back to back, and in between the swings I can throw in the PPCX because the shot is instant. So the rule of melee is you cannot swing with your melee until A, your weapon has to be ready to swing, but 2, you cannot swing your melee weapon if you are currently using another attack. Now that's an issue with lasers, because you cannot swing until the laser completes its burn. And that's what's nice about the PPCX. The PPCX doesn't have a burn time, it just launches immediately. So you can punch with the right arm, punch with the left arm, fire the PPCX, punch with the right arm, punch with the left arm. So you don't like lose any damage. That's also why I went with the short burst lasers, in order to like reduce the burn time so that it doesn't interrupt with the melee. There we go. So we just knocked out the Eridani Light Horse, so we get like a nice little boost there. Oh, and we got a Shadowhawk. We actually needed that for a Cantina mission.
Fit in.
And it's a 2D, so I don't think we need to collect it. Yeah, we don't need that. So let me go ahead and do that. Collect a Shadowhawk. Give him this junky one. So for the Shadowhawk, we're going to get through 1.3 million C-bills, 3 maximum tier 5 flamers, 5 single heat sinks. That is good. We'll take that.
That's pretty damn nice.
While we're here, though, let's go ahead and just go to a nearby cantina and, like, refill on things. So, Happy Teddy Bear asks, how is the Grasshopper? He says that it works well in the tabletop, but not sure about the campaign. I would say without the PPCX, it probably wouldn't be very good, but with the PPCX, it's actually quite nice, especially as, like, a very aggressive melee mech, because you do have the very nice... the full-sized hands. The full-size hands on the Grasshopper, which let me see. So yeah, right over. You got the heavy hand actuators. That is really, really nice because if you have full-sized hand actuators, you can upgrade into both the knuckle, or you can upgrade into the arena fist. And the arena fist is definitely that's a really big deal. Like they do a lot of damage, more damage than really anything else if you can get into melee range, which is not uncommon for a mech like this. So it works out really well for it. So overall, I'm definitely liking the Grasshopper. It was not a mech that I really had much of an opinion on, but now I will say that I do think it's pretty good. So, kill Igors, that's an easy one. Let's get Igors. What do you think we'll do first? Do you think we'll kill 3 Chargers, or do you think we'll kill 5 Vindicators first?
If we're fighting against Davion keeps them, don't they? Are we going to be fighting against them?
I don't. The problem is Liao uses both Vindicators and Chargers. I mean, I guess when we get the Kestrel Lancers, you know, this one pays out more. We'll do the Chargers. It pays out more.
I think we're seeing both equally anyway.
Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to look for missions to do. So we got some missions over here. What is this? Crimson Crusade. This is the. Let's do this one instead. This is the Rise of the Black Dragon.
Just
Pretty
thinking
sure
as well.
we could probably do them both.
The Grasshopper and the Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure has 2 large energy slots. That'll probably be really nice.
Yeah, I bet the Michael Jackson one is going to be pretty good. You know what's funny is that most of the Grasshoppers don't have a lot of upgrades. When I was looking at them, because I'm doing the research for the Grasshopper video, most of them don't have any upgrades. It's really just the Michael Jackson.
You mean the actual slots themselves?
You know, I mean like having Endo Steel or the Ferrofibrous Armor or the Extra Light Engine. None of them have anything, which I thought was kind of strange. This is a pretty high-level area.
Considering the, as you said, the, what do you call it? The Royal Star League Defense Force, they were really interested in it, so it's strange that they don't have any upgrades on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a sneak peek at the some of the stuff I've learned about it. So, an interesting thing about the Grasshopper is that it was originally supposed to be a stealth mech. That was the intent of it. Okay, so we're going to do this multi-op because, I mean, like, I'm not going to what are you going to do? Pass up a multi-op against Steiner? Demolition, infiltration with extreme fog.
We'll just fight 3 Vindicators now.
Yeah, that would be the thing, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So, looks like we don't have to hold back this time.
No.
Oh, let me tell you about the environment. It looks like it is a normal, it's a canyon. So nothing to report there in terms of, you know, what we're going to be dealing with. I want to use... Okay, you're going to use the Marauder. I'm going to use... I think I want to use the, because, you know, I didn't get the, I'll use the Archer in, like, an actually serious mission, so let me just bring the Archer in. Let me bring in maybe a Kintaro and a... just that. There we go.
It's great.
Should be good.
We can
Alright,
look for some pilots as well.
So right off the bat, I'll talk a little bit about the news going on. Apparently there is no news. There's really nothing to report in terms of Battletech news. So if you are hoping to hear any good news about Battletech, there just is no news whatsoever. That is not too surprising in my opinion, as, like, you know, we just don't get news about Battletech very frequently. No news about MechWarrior 5. I checked the developers, you know, the developers aren't really saying anything. Their Twitter accounts aren't really posting anything, so really nothing to report there. I do think that is a weakness of MechWarrior 5. Like, I feel like the developers should interact a little more. Like, they used to do streams. I don't know why they stopped doing it, but maybe they felt like they didn't have the personality. In that case, why not hire somebody who has the personality? But yeah, they don't really do the streams anymore. So we really get no information from Piranha Games whatsoever. They also don't do anything like in-game events or anything. I think that's also a mistake. I think in-game events are really good for, you know, making people more enthusiastic about the game, getting people to log in and play.
Yeah, trying to keep it relevant.
Yeah. But they don't do anything like that. So, you know, I definitely think that one of Piranha Games' weaknesses is, oh, we got a heavy mech. I think it's a rifleman. It's definitely a rifleman. Beginning the counter bombardment. Normally, I'd expect to see a rifleman from the Federated Suns. That's one of their favorite mechs, but, you know, I guess here we are dealing with them on... And they're really gunning for me. I'm keeping them at a distance, though. They're not really getting good damage on me due to the loss of damage at range. Targeting the Hunchback. Wow, something went through its head armor. I'm switching to the Thunderbolt. He's got a PPCX. He's focused on me, though, and I'm well out of his range, so I'm safe there. Yeah, you keep trying that, buddy. Aside from scrambling up my computer a little bit. He's not doing too much to me.
Okay, switch to me now.
I can't believe my allies haven't taken out this Thunderbolt yet. There we go.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Our target is now marked. Go get him.
Fire the missiles! Damn it, I lost targeting. Good thing I have plenty of missiles. If there's one thing, I did not spare anything on the ammo. So I don't even care if I fire them and they miss, because I've got plenty of missiles. I got enough to share with everybody.
Drop chip.
Good
Oh, I
start,
see that, I
Commander.
see that, I see that.
I'm showing major damage to the target facility.
What are they sending? What are they sending? Something with missiles.
New target.
A Centurion. It's an elite Centurion at that. It's got an AC-10 rapid fire, trying to be a little fancy, I guess. There's an assault mech of some kind.
That mech is
Charger.
on the kill list.
Oh.
You know what to do.
Looks like you picked the right one.
Completely random, but you know, I'll take it. I don't know what this Centurion's thinking. He is not going to like out-missile me with his 10 LRMs to my 50, or to my 30. Okay, we have this charger under control.
The area is down to half capacity. Keep going.
They're targeting our living quarters.
It's like LRMs kind of feel like poison damage in an RPG. They just slowly like tick down. Like, you know, you can't really do a lot to stop the damage. The damage isn't too bad at first, but it's just like you just can't do anything about it. Like, it just slowly grinds away at you. All right, so that Demi Lance has been dealt with. I'm gonna get, oh, we got another dropship here. What are they gonna drop off, I wonder?
Target acquired.
Being pretty aggressive with their reinforcements, I will say that. Another assault mech of
Zeus.
some kind.
Zeus. Zeus.
It was a Zeus? Okay, let me get some distance.
Target acquired.
We're on your target, Commander.
They are filtering through the base, so I can't get a visual on them.
You're almost there, Commander. Only 25% of this
I've got a
area
light mech.
remains.
Targeting the light mech right now. It's a commando. A medium mech, that's the shadow. Okay, so that means the Zeus is behind them. They really want me. I'm using that to my advantage, though. They're not able to really bring their weapons to bear on me.
Incoming missile.
Don't even bother.
Destroyed.
I'm targeting the Zeus. just dumb-fired at me. What a dummy. I'm out in the open and he dumb-fired on me. The Zeus has changed targets.
Incoming
He's back on me.
Target
He just like
destroyed.
turned his back to me.
I don't have anything to say about that. I don't know what happened.
Target acquired.
He literally just would not turn around. I just like blast him in the back.
Hostile neutralized.
Okay, we got 2% to go. There we go. So our Kentaro has armor breach, so let's get out of here before they like do some real damage to it.
Best get some
Yeah, he didn't lose anything, which is good at least.
before more reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, I was a little worried about it because you know how those Chargers are. Like, they always find a way, despite not being a very threatening mech. They always find a way to be. Oh, got your arm, or oh, got your leg, oh, got your side torso.
Yeah, they're sneaky. They seem to have like the AI's like accuracy with those things are crazy. They just like all small lasers on you for like 5% bursts.
Time to get paid.
Yeah, they know that they're like, oh, I might not be very powerful, but I'm gonna be like a real pain in the ass. Just you wait. Okay, so we got this one. This is a triple mission though, so you know we're gonna be here for a moment. That's fine though. I'll take that Zeus, and I guess I'll take that Hunchback. I don't want to bank up too much because the third mission is a infiltration, so we won't really be able to pick up much in the way of salvage there. I took a lot of heat, but I was able to minimize a lot of that damage, even though they spent a lot of time shooting me. And the reason for that is because I used the range to my advantage. But just because you're being shot by something doesn't mean it's doing a lot of damage, because if you are out of the optimal range, and if you're not aware of it, weapons do have an optimal range. I'll show you right. So it doesn't list it here, but let's go to like a medium laser. That one I know off the top of my head. Ye old standard medium laser. So right over here, it says the maximum range is 405. That is true. The laser ceases to exist after 405 meters. Some weapons, it's not true. They'll travel till they reach the end of the level. But with the laser, yeah, that's its max range. The max range is not the same as its optimal range. In the case of the standard medium laser, unmodified by anything, the optimal range is 270 meters. And that means you only get 5 damage if you are firing inside 270 meters. If you are firing at 271 meters or more, you do not get 5 damage. And that's why, that's another reason why the PPC is really not that good. Because although the maximum range on the PPC is 920 meters, the optimal range is like 470-ish, which is really not that far away. So you generate a ton of heat when you let a PPC rip at 900 meters, and you're doing like half damage. You're barely doing any damage at all. It's yet another reason why I don't like, you know, if you've ever been bombarded by an awesome and you're thinking like, why doesn't it, you know, I've been getting hit a lot by this awesome, but I'm still barely damaged. That's the reason why. It's because he's taking a massive damage penalty from firing downrange like that. So the next mission is another demolition. It is in a summer forest.
Did you see my freaky Kentaro?
I did not. Where is it?
It's kind of like a hybrid.
Oh, yeah, I see that. It's a brawler model with LRMs, SRM, a little bit of everything. I mean, it should still be interesting, especially given all the upgrades that it has. Are you going to try it out?
Yeah, I'm going to try it out. It's also got, like, 7 single heat sinks, so I don't know if it's enough, but it'll be something.
I'm going to use the Victor this time.
It's like Big Billy. Our Big Billy, the only Big Billy we got.
It's Big Billy. I don't think I can fit... Yeah, I can't quite fit him in. We don't have anyone who's like 65 tons. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. Oh, you're not using my good one. You're going to use the... Oh, the other one isn't ready. You can use this. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we go. We got a question from Reddit, And the first one I'm going to go with, I don't remember if I asked this one last time, so I'm going to ask it anyways. What is the best way to enjoy Mercenaries? This is from Trip Z Des. He says that he really liked clans, but Mercenaries didn't really draw him in. What can I do to make Mercenaries more fun, is what he asks. And it's interesting because we'll have another question from Reddit that is basically the exact opposite of this. But that's an interesting question because it's a little hard for me to relate because I did not enjoy clans. I thought it was rather boring. So I have to kind of try to put myself into the shoes of the clans enjoyer. And there's really only two things I can think about clans that would make you enjoy clans over mercenaries. One of them is perhaps you like scripted missions more. And two would be perhaps you like greater levels of customization. I would say the only way to bring something like that into Mercs would be to use YAML, yet another mech lab, like in order to increase the amount of customization. And I don't really think there's anything you can do to have more scripted missions other than to buy the DLCs. But that's kind of my starting point on it. Like, do you have any thoughts on that, Sheriff? You know, for someone who enjoys clans, but they didn't really like MechWarrior, or Mercenaries rather, you know, is there something they can do to improve upon that?
It's a very strange, like, concept for me, as you say, because we're in the opposite boat where we really didn't like clans, but we love mercs. I guess they probably have to buy the DLCs. If you really like scripted missions, I mean, the DLCs kind of all have scripted missions in them, so that's probably one piece of advice I'd give. Unfortunately, it's a financial one and not something else you can do. The other issue is, well, I mean, they're obviously fairly, you know, easily entertained, because I was going to say the campaign missions in MechWarrior 5 still aren't fantastic, but if they thought the clans ones were good, then they probably will find the MechWarrior 5 mercenary ones good. So yeah, probably you're just going to have to play in my opinion, playing the campaign DLCs are probably the best way to get that kind of content again.
Yeah, that's really the only way to get that. I would say another thing is, it could just be, you know, maybe you just won't enjoy Mercenaries. Like, you know, you don't have to enjoy everything. Like, that's one thing I'll say for sure is, like, you know, maybe Mercenaries is just not the correct kind of game, and you're trying to enjoy a game that you're just not going to enjoy. That's also a possibility. And then another thought I have on it is, I think sometimes you need to, like, sometimes a perspective change needs to be taken. Mercenaries is not about customization, and that's what makes Mercenaries more fun. The rigidity of the models, it forces you to design your mechs in a very different way compared to how you design your mechs in clans. Or with YAML. Like, you have to learn to work with less. And especially as, like, a guy who enjoys survival games, like, that's kind of the essence of survival games, which is to make the most with less. For me, that's actually very enjoyable, and that's part of the reason I don't use YAML. I don't want YAML because I don't want more customization. I enjoy customization that is more accurate to the lore. Really, like, any customization is not super accurate to the lore in terms of the time frame that Mercenaries takes place in. But because customization was very hard to do, and the mechs were very incompatible with customization, that's like another issue. Like, many of the mechs just won't work very well. And that's because there's a lot of details they don't show you in the game, such as power plant, like, you know, the output of electricity. That's actually something Armored Core covers, but that's not something that Mercenaries covers. Or MechWarrior, or Battletech in general, really. Would basically be the idea that, you know, if you want, let's say you wanted to use PPCs on a mech that doesn't use PPC, well, like, you know, your power plant might not be able to handle that. You know, it uses a lot of electricity. Or if maybe you just want to switch to, oh god, they're like smoking me right now. I'm gonna take some cover. I'm going in the car.
Do we beeline for the exit, or do we kill them?
We should be able to take this group.
I'm gonna throw his tank up here.
I mean, my armor is not out, but I just wanna... I would like them to not concentrate on me. They're breaking a lot of elite pilots out. That's like the real problem right now. Too many elite pilots. This guy, for example, is taking an absolute truck ton of damage to kill because he's an elite. His ammo is going up, which helps. This is what's bullshit about elite pilots. Like, this mech should be dead. Should have been dead a while ago, but, you know, as an elite pilot, he takes, like, a massive amount of damage reduced. Like, he takes way less damage just because of, for magic. It's basically just magic. Like, there's no explanation other than that the game just says that he takes less damage.
Detecting unidentified mechs in the area. Moving in to investigate.
Okay, we almost have this guy. Alright, let's get out of here before the next wave comes in. There's other examples, too, of how the,
Locust.
Oh god, here comes choppers. I am heading towards the way out right now. Another example is Gauss Rifle. Gauss Rifle actually uses a humongous amount of electricity, and some mechs, if they have a Gauss Rifle, or sometimes two Gauss Rifles, you can't some mechs in the lore would not be able to fire both of their Gauss Rifles simultaneously because it uses too much electricity. They'd have to, like, fire alternatingly. Some mechs, their power plant isn't strong enough. After you fire the Gauss Rifle, they can't fire their other weapons. Like, they can't shoot their energy weapons for a certain amount of time. That's like a detail in the lore, but is not depicted. So, like, when I say that customization isn't super realistic in the time frame, it's just because you just shouldn't really be able to customize much at all. And why do I bring this up? I'm not saying that people have to like that, but what I am saying is maybe a change in perspective can be very valuable in terms of how can you enjoy Mercenaries. Like, if you are looking at Mercenaries, this is a shit-ass game, there's no customization, this is, like, you know, this is not good at all. Well, like, that might just, perhaps, it is the wrong way to look, it is expecting the wrong thing out of the game. It's like expecting something different. Like, it's like eating, you know, you order, like, shrimp, and you're like, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be spicy, it's going to be salty, it's going to be good, and then it winds up being like a sweet honey barbecue shrimp, and it's like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. Now, the thing is, sweet honey barbecue shrimp could still be delicious. They could still taste quite good, but maybe it wasn't quite what you were looking for. And, but, you know, perhaps with a change of perspective, you could realize that, you know, like, you know, maybe I wasn't exactly looking for, you know, sweet honey barbecue shrimp, but they're still good. I'm still going to eat them. And by embracing the lack of customization, you can find very different play styles that you never would have tried before because you've never been forced into these kind of unusual designs or these unusual mech compositions that the game... Oh, wait, this is infiltration. Infiltration.
Yeah, change up to money.
I'm gonna
Change up
yeah, I'm gonna
the
bring the
contract,
hive
you know?
there, and then I'm also going to renegotiate.
Yeah. I'm gonna make something a little bit beefier just in case there's something we want to destroy.
Unfortunately, 5 was the best we could do either way, so, you know, we're gonna have some loss, but, you know, it's not that big a deal. But
Fair
that's my view on the question of, you know, once again, that question came from Trip Z Dez, that he liked clans, but he didn't like mercs, so what could he do? So, to recap, it's possible that maybe he just won't enjoy mercs. You know, it's just the wrong type of game. That's always a possibility. Yes, buying the DLC to get more scripted missions, downloading yet another mech lab for more customization, as well as, you know, possibly reconsidering the intent of the game. That might help you enjoy it more. But otherwise, there's always a possibility that you just won't enjoy it. Severly says, still playing this game. Props for dedication. Like, are you kidding me? I played State of Decay for like 5 years. Like, we are still years away before this game catches up to State of Decay. Let me tell you, in terms of like how long I've covered it. And unlike State of Decay, I still have a lot to learn in this game, and there's still a lot to explore. We have not used every mech, and we have not used every weapon to its full potential, not by a long shot, which is exactly the intention of this playthrough. All right, I'm getting our orders. Mech Enjoyer says every elite pilot is secretly a clanner. Even if they were, being a clan mech warrior should not like mystically cause you to take less damage.
Each mech you come across without alerting them to your position.
It is what it is, though. What can you do?
Nope. Free money.
Unless it's ammo.
Brilliant.
Oh, a Gauss rifle. Wow.
Level 4.
What are these guys doing with a Gauss rifle?
A level 4 Gauss rifle as well. Want to destroy this guy?
He's a green pilot. Yeah, we could destroy him. Is there anything else here?
A tank and a turret.
Yeah,
Do you want to position yourself behind him?
Yeah, we can take these guys out. I'm just gonna squish these real fast. All right, I'm gonna open fire right. Okay, he's on you. Perfect. Oh, he's on me now.
That mech had some valuables on it. Go over and pick it up. Let's see if there's anything we can use.
Oh, what's happening? He jumped in the air. Oh god.
Good work, Commander.
Punched him.
I'm showing no chatter on enemy channels.
Wow. Bro got laid out.
Target acquired.
Package secured.
Okay, we got the cargo.
I bet you can't wait to try
There's
those
another
out
cargo.
in the field. Cargo acquired.
Medium chem
All
laser
right,
level
moving
2.
on to the next one.
How does one crate have a level 4 Gauss rifle
Yeah.
and then the extended level 2 medium like chem laser?
It's like a game show. Like, oh, what's behind door number 1? Wow, Gauss rifle level 4. And what's behind door number 2? Oh, medium chem laser level 2. So
It's like
sorry.
pie to the face. Pie to the face. Classic 60s, pie to the face.
Get like kicked in the nuts. I mean,
Kicked in the nuts.
wow. I mean, using chem laser. Apparently the fuel for it is poisonous. So like, I don't know. Maybe it'll like make you sterile. Maybe it'll be like getting kicked in the nuts.
New target.
Maybe.
Hunchback.
I am trying to reveal the location of.
I'll just pack my spider in there.
Yeah, I'm out of their detection range, but I'm looking for. I'm trying to
Third mech,
reveal.
no.
Oh yeah, okay. There's too many mechs here. Where is the stupid item, though, is the question. Oh, there it is. I've revealed the location of it. This one's messy looking.
New target.
Yeah, let's forget that one.
Yeah, I don't like this one. I can't believe this tactic still works, like just walking over things. They're like, what happened? Why did they die? What got them?
But like this guy's got no one around him, right? You just blast
Like this
him.
guy's
and
like
it doesn't
looking
matter.
out.
You just go bye bye.
Yeah,
Who
yeah, if
cares?
he's a single, it's not even a thing.
Target acquired.
There's a couple more mechs.
Apparently there's 14 mechs here, jeez.
I'll go have a look in this corner up here. Nope, nothing up this way, so there must have been a few at that last location as well.
It's a gotcha mechanic. Yeah, the elite pilots are basically like SSRs. They're like, wow, this is very early in the game for them to deploy elite pilots, too.
Target
To be fair, we are
acquired.
traveling close to Terra, so
I suppose, yeah. So this one looks like it's nasty as well. I'm gonna locate, if I can't get the crate, we'll just get out. I'm not going to be like really picky about it.
Target acquired.
So what did you guys do for New Year's? That's going to be my question to the community. Those in the Discord know that we had the Discord drinking party, which went interestingly. It didn't quite go perfectly according to plan. Oh, I hope I don't get detected. I hope I don't get detected. I hope. Oh god, I got detected. I'm out of here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It should be fine though. The exit's right over here. In fact, I should be able to get there before the countdown runs out, so I'll still be considered undetected. See, that's going to be a thing now. So we're definitely going to be having the annual drinking party in the Discord, and I might even host more of them more frequently too. Like I was thinking about doing one for each turn of the season, so maybe 4 a year. Who did they kill?
I don't know, but I just put a Warhammer.
Our scans on the target's local battle mech forces. The client will be pleased.
I just punched his leg off.
Delphini says, how does the difficulty work? Is it the recommended tonnage for the mission? It tells you how high the tonnage is going to be, and it also means that more powerful enemies will be generated.
No, we didn't get the Warhammer. That's annoying.
Well, at least we got that. At least we almost used all the salvage. We actually used 40 out of the 42. So we actually came out of that pretty good. And we didn't take very much damage, so that was still really good. That could have gone a lot worse, basically.
It definitely could have.
All right, so we got them. I'm just going to accept all these. I don't know what these are, but we're just going to accept them all. Damn, I should have done that earlier, otherwise, because we just flew past the mission. It's not that big. Wait, do we need these guys? Who are these guys? No, we already have the Harlock's Warriors. We have those guys. Okay, so we got a mission here. This is the Rise of the Black Dragon, a defense mission. I'll take it. Once again, our goal is to go to Terra to spend money, but, you know, I don't want to waste time, so we're going to, like, complete objectives as we return to Terra. A 9, that tells you it's a very low-level mission. I think the lowest is 7. I don't know. There might be a 6. I don't know, but, like, 9 is very low.
100's the highest.
Yeah, 100 is the highest, with the exception of the Bounty Hunter's unique mission, but that's only one mission in the game that's like that. I'm gonna use the Cursed Marauder. The
It's kinda
battlefield,
spicy, but
it's a Tourmaline Desert.
quite a spicy mech, but it's alright. Right, I'm gonna use a fun Kentaro, I think, this time, because I've been sweating out with that weird one, so I'm gonna use this one now.
The Fun Taro. Oh, perfect.
No, 100 is the highest. You know, high number, high difficulty.
There is no 1. It doesn't go that low. I think the lowest is 7 or 6. And 100 is technically the highest, but there is a 110. But it's a unique individual mission.
And there is no, they're asking, you know, is it relative to anything? No, it's just like literally an arbitrary number that depicts that there's going to be a lot of high-level mechs, high tonnage mechs. You know, the quantity of enemies. It's just an arbitrary unit that doesn't mean anything, really.
Yeah, and you can also assume that the pay will be higher as well.
Correct. The reward should be higher.
Years of blood, sweat, and tears went into this
Yeah,
process.
years of
We
blood, sweat, and
fundamentally don't
tears.
share that
It sure would be a
with
shame
you.
if I
You're
blew up your artillery cannon.
We're counting on you.
Hillary cannon.
Don't let us down.
Yeah, they have like a long tom here set up for some reason that it's not going to get used by us.
If we can't use it, they can't use it.
It'd be a real shame if I just blew up your radio dish over here. Oh, we have allies. Well, they're not long for this world, but...
Shame it's a Meg.
Had allies.
Enemy units just crossed the outer perimeter.
As I was saying,
Headed
though,
our way.
I am probably going to host a drinking party in the Discord, maybe 4 times a year. Like, you know, like, because I was like, you know, like, we need some, like, events to happen, and I'm probably going to do it at the various turns of the seasons. So we just had, like, the, what do you call it,
Target destroyed.
the winter party. which was also the New Year's party. So the next one will be the, what do you call it? The spring party. Which will probably happen sometime in March. The way the drinking parties work is we play a game drunk and then try to do our best. Usually it's a really silly, dopey game, like a party game or something. And anyone can join the voice chat, but you do have to get approval to join in the game itself.
Target acquired.
Additional
This guy better
hostiles
not
have been
be-
dispatched. They're heading your way.
I know, I just destroyed a Scorpion that was stuck
Nearly
there a
there,
minute ago.
Commander. Approach the hidden object to pick it up.
So, like, for the last party, so for this party, Winter, we did Terraria. I kind of want to do Lethal Company for the next one.
Always good to
Like,
It's
I think
such a
Lethal
silly
Company.
game.
I think Lethal Company could be really funny if we play it while we are like.
We have a drop ship to the southwest, I guess.
Like 6 shots of whiskey in, and I think that Lethal Company could be hilarious.
Lethal Company is one of the silliest games, honestly.
Yeah, but that's the goal. The goal is just to play something silly. Oh, they dropped the Zeus. Not the most dangerous of mechs, but, you know, interesting seeing an assault mech.
I'm gonna go straight for it since I won't like me near it.
I mean, don't forget, Delphinius, you can just, like, reload the game. If you get your ass kicked, just reload the game. Like, there's no, this is not a game of, like, permanent losses, because you can just reload, so you could just jump in and see what happens, and if you're like, oh, damn, I got my ass kicked, you could just reload the game. Got a question from Kevin Ray Yap. He says, who is the sheriff? He wasn't there in the last video. What was the last video you watched? That'll be my first question. Because that might explain why he wasn't there.
Yeah, it could have been one of the Twitch streams, perhaps.
Another mech kill for me.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Can't stand Thunderbolts. They take so much effort to bring down.
Resistance is pulling in more hostiles from
That was
the
with rear
surrounding
armor.
area.
I didn't check what his pilot skill was, but that was with rear armor attacks too. We do have a question. I'm going to skip over that one. So let's go into this question here. Oh, this is an easy one. This is just like a factoid question. How many mechs are in a binary star? That is a clan military formation, because they don't use the formations like a, you know, like a squad or a lance or a platoon or a company, etc. You know, they don't use the same naming conventions. So in the clan's naming conventions, a single mech is known as a point, because 5 points make a star. So, like, I guess they're named after the points of a star. So 5 clan mechs form a star, and because they are a star, you know, they chose to name 2 stars is known as a binary, because a solar system that has 2 stars is known as a binary system, because it has a binary star. That's where you get that name from. And if there are 3 mech stars together, it becomes known as a trinary. So it's 15 mechs. A binary is 10 mechs, a trinary is 15 mechs. And once again, because, you know, you might have a system that has like a binary star system or a trinary star system. Then you get to the cluster. The cluster is, I think, like 3 or 4 binaries or trinaries is what makes a cluster. And then a galaxy is made out of... Why are all these little crummy guys just scattered all over the place?
I'm showing multiple
And nothing else will
hostiles
spawn in until you
incoming
kill
on
me.
your
They're so
position.
annoying.
And then a galaxy is
Dropship.
3 or 4 clusters, and that would be a clan, you know, ye old clan military formations. There's some other ones too, like a Nova as well, but you know, like I don't have every single one of them. You're lucky I know even those ones, because I do not have clan lore on lockdown. Kevin says
Two more
that
elders.
his he spent his New Year's with his family because he unfortunately got laid off. That is, I guess, bittersweet news. Nice that you got to spend time with your family, but unfortunate that you got laid off.
Enemy mech has lost a critical component.
I have never seen that pilot portrait before.
No, me neither, actually.
Target Archer.
They don't know I'm here, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna ambush
best
somebody.
sneaking.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna
We're on
hit
your
this
target, Commander.
Marauder right over here. I know the Marauder's legs are a bit fragile, so I'm just gonna like begin chewing up his legs.
Hit down and in.
One down.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Once again, gonna target his legs just because that's where they chose to take the armor off on this model. Can't see the leg I'm shooting at, unfortunately, but oh, there it is. Goodbye, your leg.
They have an archer over here that's just keeps overheating.
Lens target confirmed.
When I say that the Marauder is missing armor on its legs, I mean like half of its armor is missing on the legs. I mean, I guess if you're trying to pull off some weight somewhere, that's where you're gonna do it.
Headshot.
We got a question from the chat. What is your favorite mech per weight class? As usual, like this is a very common question. That is a very loaded question because I specialize in piloting everything. Like that's a big part of my channel's objective is to pilot everything and make all of the mechs viable. But also, I tend to have favorite mechs for different roles, so I don't really have a singular favorite mech, typically speaking. I mean, if I really sat down and thought about it, I could probably commit to something, but generally speaking, I don't have a singular favorite. And then even then, what constitutes a favorite mech can change. For example, I really like the Firestarter in the light class, not because the Firestarter is the most powerful mech, but because it's very available. It's very easy to get Firestarters.
But we cannot allow such damage to cascade.
And they're very good. They're very
You
good
cannot
and they're
control the
easy to
enemies
get.
away from here. Enemy reinforcements are spotted
And that
in the
makes them,
area.
you know, like
They
very
will
high
be
on my
heading
list
your
of mechs.
way.
I would be more than happy to just have 4 Firestarters. You know, that's perfectly good for me.
Oh shit, and some helicopters. That means 3
Okay,
helicopters, 16, 2 mechs, and 2 mechs and 3 helicopters.
Okay, good. I was a little worried if they dropped anything too much more
Target
serious.
acquired.
That matches the class of beetle we're after. Take it out.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
But yeah, so I guess we can both answer this one, Sheriff. I guess for light, I really like the Javelin. And I really like the Firestarter. And it's not because they're the best. It's just because, you know, you got to take what you can get. And let me tell you, they're good. They're very available. You don't have to get lucky. It's not like a hero mech. It's not a Lost Tech mech. They're very easy to get, and they will get the job done. And that's why I like them so much.
And not to be that guy, but you used the Wolfhound a lot in the last playthrough, and you had a really good time with it.
That
Is
is
it
true.
Is it a possibility? Would you put it ahead of the Javelin, or do you still think the Javelin's better just because of the availability of it?
I think that the Javelin is probably better due to its availability, but not in terms of its firepower. Like obviously the Wolfhound has superior firepower. It is a superior mech overall, but you gotta wait until it's invented. And by the time it's invented, I might not even really need light mechs very much, or I may have all the light mechs that I want.
Share target. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive light mech fan, to be honest, but I would probably go with the Firestarter as well, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, whereas other light mechs that I really like the Spider Anansi, but that's a hero mech. You know, I may or may not even get the Spider Anansi.
Enemy mech destroyed.
We did it!
Good work. The Black Dragon forces have been
Did we lose
defeated.
anything?
And it
No,
sounds
nice.
like the Duke is saved.
I was a little worried at first, but For medium mechs, I really like the Vulcan. A lot of people don't like the Vulcan, and I'm not
I like
talking
it.
about the laser Vulcan. I'm talking about the ballistic Vulcan. That's actually, like, if I don't have any restrictions and I can just play whatever I want, I tend to use the Vulcan every single time. Once again, it's very available and it's really effective. Like, it's, I'm very happy to use the, I might let these roll over. Yeah, I'm gonna let the, well, no, this isn't a multi-op. Never mind. Take that PPC to sell. We killed 5 Igors. We get 1.1 million C-bills and a tier 4 PPC, 10 heat sinks for the Igor. I'll take it. This is the Crimson Crusade. I forget how I don't remember how hard the Crimson Crusade is. That's the one for the Sidewinder.
I think it's pretty hard, but I don't remember exactly.
I think it gets hard. Like, I think we can knock out the first mission or two.
Is it, do we need the dragon in this playthrough? I can't remember.
Nah, I don't. We're not running the dragon in this one.
No, we're not running the dragon. Damn it.
So for the medium weight, yeah, I really like the Vulcan. I like the Phoenix Hawk, especially now that you can have PPCX.
The Kintaro, I mean, it's...
Yeah, the
quite a
Kintaro and the
delightful mech.
Dervish are really nice.
I like the Shadowhawk too. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure mech. I don't know. It's definitely not the best, but there's just something about it. I just like the way it looks. I like the big cannon you can see on the shoulder when you're like running around. It's quite funny as well. So
Oh yeah,
I quite like it as well.
Oh, this is a lower drop rate by comparison. That's interesting. So your pilot got injured. We'll throw some new people in. Probably gonna run with 3 mechs, I think. You know, I don't really, you know, like medium mechs are like, they're kind of okay. I kind of like don't mind continuing to use light mechs a lot of times when I go into mediums.
Yeah.
Like that tends to be what's the case. Like there's very specific medium mechs that I like. In the heavy class, I like the Rifleman. Like it's like the Rifleman with the twin autocannons and the 4 medium lasers. It's just really hard to go wrong with that. Use this, and then I'm gonna use, go a little heavier, or
Nice.
or maybe I can do.
You can get maybe one of the yeah, blackjack exactly,
There we go.
or the
yeah.
crab, I guess.
Yeah, crab is probably a little better. Yeah, I really like the Rifleman. That's actually like probably my favorite, just everyday mech. There's very specific ones I like. Some of the that's when the melee mechs start to become pretty good, like the quick draw.
In order to take the area back from the Crimson Inclination, we need to clear a path for the 6th Arcab Legion. A lot can go wrong in a big
Even the
operation like
Wolverines
this,
was pretty
so
good
keep
too.
your wits
Oh, I
about
remember
you.
this mission now.
Let's get to work.
Okay, so Kevin says the last video he saw was the Super Waifu Cafeteria Squad. That's because the sheriff doesn't play State of Decay. So that's why you did not see him there.
Do not. I have not played that for many a moon.
They couldn't find all of them, so track them down.
So time to knock out these, I guess.
Target
Oh god,
destroyed.
the artillery bombardment begins.
Expect incoming bombardments.
Target destroyed.
So it looks like we can kind of go in a zigzag, like in a Z shape.
Yeah, I remember this mission very well.
Target destroyed.
I don't remember if there's anything surprising in it, but yeah, we're gonna be eating artillery for a while until we get through this middle area.
Acquired.
There's literally so much like crap along the way, turrets and stuff.
Target destroyed.
Oh god, trying to get out.
Destroyed.
They're really gunning for me right now, I'll say that. I mean, I can deal with it, but... And then for assault mechs, I really like the Mauler. I'm a big fan of the Mauler. I'm a big fan of the Battle Master. There's actually a lot of assault mechs. I like Battle Master, Mauler, Cyclops, Hatamoto Chi, Charger.
Oh, very close.
Like there's, I like a lot of the assault mechs, to be honest.
Yeah, the Cyclops 11 Peak is one of my favorite mechs, but the Banshee's probably my favorite of them all.
Target acquired.
Like the Banshee is fantastic.
Target off the list.
It's just, like I'm a little bit
Target
like
destroyed.
I'm not picking the best mechs by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of these like
Well, yes,
the
what
re-
your
like, part of the
favorite
reason-
was, not necessarily
Yeah.
what your not necessarily what the best one was.
Acquired.
Exactly, and part of the reason why I really like the Banshee is because it looks cool. Like it's just like a really cool looking mech.
Target destroyed.
I mean, I think that's an important thing. I think, like, you know, it raises your morale. Like, it makes you more enthusiastic. It makes you play the game longer. That's, like, debatably the most important aspect of all.
And also, like, the other reason I like the Banshee in terms of aesthetics is like I feel like if I was, you know, out in the field in a battle and that thing came, it's like the one that would probably like freak me out the most to see because it's like so human looking at the same time as like being a massive robot.
They try to make it seem like, oh, the Atlas fills people with dread. I mean, I'm sure, like, just fighting a battle mech in general would fill people with dread. But, like, I'm like, in terms of the appearances, I'm like, I think the Atlas looks kind of dumb, to be honest.
It looks a bit goofy, to be honest. Yeah.
I know I'm always A-logging the Atlas. I'm always hating on it, but I'm like, I don't know. I just think the Atlas is really overrated.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to say anything good about it. That would be like, you know,
Target acquired.
heretical.
Missiles are really good in beachheads because you fight so many enemies from so many directions at so many different ranges. Just having the ability to just swat these enemies down with missiles is really nice.
Silent, Commander. The enemy artillery has been neutralized.
That's all the artillery. That's surprising.
Yeah, I just like beelined it down that line. Although I can't remember if some more wakes up or not in this mission.
Delphinius says the sheriff is not playing in the crab. I can't remember if he used the crab or not. Although I think
I
think
used it, yeah.
the thing is the sheriff is known for the king crab more than the regular
Yeah,
crab.
that's true. I am the king crab enjoyer. Well, the king crab car specifically. The rest of them are kind of trash, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't blow me away. If only you could break their hard points into like several smaller ballistic hard points, then you could do something a little more interesting.
They also don't blow the enemy away, which is kind of annoying.
Question from the chat. Delphinius says, is the LBX Battlemaster a hero mech or an elite mech? I think it's the BLR 1RS. The Dash S is an Atomo model,
New target. Fire starter.
which is like just a very unique model they invented for the game. Like, it doesn't exist in the canon.
Down.
Okay, I am too close to this guy.
Enemy radar.
They are not
we're gonna
hero
go.
models,
has
though.
been disabled.
A missile.
Yeah, they're just like some sort of unique models, I guess.
They look very different, too, because they have the unique,
Target
the cosmetics. I don't know why they didn't continue doing that. I mean, I guess they did a little bit with the Solaris mechs are a little bit different looking, but I thought that was like an interesting idea.
I would think it's weird, like, you know, they did obviously Kestrel Lancers, you're fighting on the Federated Suns, and they done the Rise of Rasselhaig, you're fighting on behalf of the Rasselhaig Republic, and then the Rise the Dragon. It's weird that they didn't do one for House of the Ao, and they didn't do one for the Free Worlds League.
Yeah, I agree. They should have done one expansion for every faction, because I feel like a little bit of a duty that Piranha Games has is, since they are relaunching the game, they are basically rebooting the game. There's a lot of people who don't know anything about the lore, so, you know, they kind of have, maybe responsibility is too strong of a word. It's probably too strong of a word, but I feel like it would be a really good idea for them to reintroduce the factions so that people
I
can
agree.
like follow the story a little easier.
Oh, he's gonna lay down.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Another thing I really like about LRMs in a beachhead is that, as you can see, I can be basically anywhere in the map and I'm able to contribute. Like, I'm able to, like, it doesn't matter what direction the enemies come
Yep.
from, I can just start bombarding them.
That's it for the local defenses.
We've got more
We've taken
artillery, I think.
every objective for the Legion. Now,
Oh god, you're
we
right
just
about
need
that.
to hold
They
it.
are on me right now.
Here come the strike teams. Look to the sky. Enemy aircraft inbound.
Attention all forces. New commander.
I'm gonna go to this one in the southeast. If you want to go to the, oh no, that is it. Isn't it? Oh no, there's one on the other side too.
Target destroyed.
I will try to get on it. Right now I'm dealing with these choppers and other vehicles.
I'm going to the southeast now. So I'm kind of close by to it.
Capturing the base.
Target
Oh, I found a
destroyed.
battle mech. I got a. It's just a light mech though. We'll
Yeah,
deal
let me know
with
if
it
you
real
need me to
quick.
come back.
Target acquired.
There's just a whole bunch of a little bit of everything going on right here. It should be okay.
Target destroyed.
Hostile forces have just been dropped in, Commander. They're heading
Like
your
right
way.
now, you can see, like, you see how I'm engaging so many enemies at so many different directions. Like, just like my battle uptime, like the amount of things I'm able to target and destroy is pretty good.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, there's a little dropship landing. I'm gonna come back to you now.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
And I simultaneously need to avoid all these artillery Right now, I'm basically stuck destroying these vehicles and those mechs at the moment.
Target destroyed.
So I'm not able to reach the other artillery cannon.
Yeah, don't worry about them. I'm coming to you now.
New target locus. Target acquired.
Kind of taking most of the heat on that side.
Oh my god, I gotta rely on melee combat because these light mechs have my weapons jammed. Here we go. Come closer! Come closer! I will get you. I'll get you.
Radio chatter indicates more enemy units inbound.
Now this is the advantage that the archer has on the catapult. You know, like how is the archer better? It has fists.
Target acquired.
The fists make a difference.
Target destroyed.
Enemy destroyed.
I got more light mechs attacking.
Target acquired.
I really want to stand still and just launch missiles at people, but if I do, the artillery will hit me. Or did we destroy the artillery? I can't remember.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Oh my god, they're all dead finally. Holy crap. Do I play on Steam or GOG? I play on Epic. Like, this game was originally not available on Steam or GOG. It was first available on Epic, so I bought it basically day one. So you had to have it on Epic in order to play it day one. Delphinius says, my issue with MechWarrior 5 is, who are these bozos? Is this setting the original 40K? Yeah, that's one of the big problems, is that it's a very... Oh, I found the enemy artillery cannons.
Target acquired.
Yeah, I just put one side of them. There was one down here as well. Got rid of it as well.
I'm moving in right... I'm beginning my counter bombardment. Yeah, that's one of the big issues, is that the game has so much history, there's so much going on, and it's very hard to keep up with it. A little disappointed by the amount of damage that LRMs do to these artillery cannons. You'd think they'd do more.
Target acquired.
Oh god. It's almost a point-blank shot. That's for artillery cannon standards. That's basically a point-blank shot he made.
Destroyed.
Had enough of these artillery cannons.
Target destroyed.
Okay, that should be the end of the artillery cannons. What are we waiting for? Oh, capture the objective. This is a kind of cool mission. Like, it was like... Has a lot going on.
You don't remember this one? No?
I mean, there's so many of them that I don't
know.
remember. I hardly remember any of them unless they're
feel like
unless they're very unique. I don't remember them.
I feel like I've played this one so many times.
Is this setting the original 40K? I'm not sure if that's an ironic question or not. Like, if it's an unironic question, then, like, no, like, you know, BattleTech and 40K have nothing, you know, they're completely separate universes. But if it is an ironic content, yes, absolutely. Like, this is the Warhammer before Warhammer. This is Warhammer, like, 10K, or Warhammer 3K.
Expect our reinforcements to arrive shortly.
Oh, they still got more in the tank.
This is Brigadier General.
Normally like a final.
6th Arcab Legion.
Oh, and it's right on me. Okay, of
Thank you
course.
for clearing the way,
I am
Commander.
retreating.
My forces are inbound. All forces, move in. Mercenary, as long as you're here, we could use the help clearing out the rest of the field.
Let's see how much they're dropping.
Landing at your location.
I'm keeping my distance this time. And there's a medium mech as well.
Okay, they nearly blew my arm off. I'm gonna just really sit back here a little bit.
Okay, I have the lance moving in. They're on the Vulcan now.
I'm sorry, just retreating and taking snapshots.
Crap! Component lost! Need defensive support!
That's like a green Vulcan too. He's like coming in here and like doing the big damn. Well, I guess that arm in the Shadowhawk doesn't contain anything, so. Well, spoke too soon. We got this spider is just goofing off.
We got you, boss.
Target destroyed.
Moving on lance target.
Now it is only a matter of time before the missiles get the better of him.
That should do it. I'd say we have dealt a devastating blow to Franzen's operations here today. Thank you again for your help, mercenary.
So Definius says that it kind of feels like it with a bit of the infighting, self-sabotage, and tech regression. Well, it would be more accurate to say that 40K feels like BattleTech, and that's because BattleTech predates 40K. BattleTech was doing the interpersonal factions technology regression before Warhammer 40K. And, you know, other things have done that as well. Like, what you're talking about, I don't know what the genre of that is, but I'm sure there's a genre for it, of basically political factions fighting each other, you know, a war for supremacy. That's just the history of the world, though, you know? Like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
like, you know, in Europe, you know, you had the big conflict between like England, France, and Spain that went on. Like, I don't know how long that was. I don't know how many years it took for them to finally, where England eventually managed to come out on top and won the race to like world domination. There's also the Sengoku Jidai, which is English for the time of the country at war. Which is when the various samurai clans, the various families, fought against each other, made alliances to try to. They didn't all have the objective of becoming the new shogun, but all of them had the objective of expanding their power and influence. That's another good example. 100. Oh, it lasted way longer than like I don't know how. Like the conflict between England, Spain, and France, it went through like technological epochs. It was like from the medieval times all the way up until like the age of exploration and everything. Like, you know, they were duking it out with each other for a very long time. But you know, that's like a. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's another mission right here. The Crimson Crusade Part 2. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. But yeah, that's like. That kind of genre is fairly popular, like Game of Thrones. That's what Game of Thrones is. There's also the Three Kingdoms period. The Three Kingdoms period is China, when basically that was when the Han Dynasty fell, and the Han Dynasty's fall caused like a collapse, like a power vacuum. and the power vacuum basically caused this big conflict where, you know, everyone wanted to become like, you know, the new dynasty. So it was, so this is a... Okay, I think this is a deathmatch style mission. If I remember right, this one's a bit spicy too. Might go a little extra on the, might take a little extra on the salvage or on the damage coverage, 800k on the damage coverage. So, you know, this kind of genre is very popular, as well as just like inter-family conflicts, like, you know, like The Lion King, you know, it's about like Mufasa versus Scar, but The Lion King in reality is a, it's a retelling of, I think, Hamlet. It was either Hamlet or Othello, but that's a retelling of Egyptian mythology, the betrayal of Set, when Set betrayed Osiris and then had his son Horus banished, and his son Horus came back to reclaim the throne. So it's like, you know, like those are like tales as old as time. They are still like very classic though. Like, you know, people really like those stories, but that's why Warhammer 40K. There's Warcraft. Warcraft is a similar story. I like those though. There's Gundam. Like Gundam predates Gundam is older than BattleTech and Warhammer 40K, and it's another one. Oh, we can go a little heavier. What am I gonna put in here? Another Grasshopper and a Marauder. Yeah, there we go. So, like, it's a very... it's one of my favorite types of stories, because I like stories where there's different sides. The sides kind of have different cultures, and there isn't strictly a bad guy. There can be a bad guy, like an antagonistic side, but the antagonistic side still has, like, an argument, like a good point that they make. But, like, they're anti-villains rather than being straight villains. And then the good guys are not perfect. They may present themselves as perfect, but they have, like, a corruption that's going on in them as well. So there isn't really a purely good guy, and there isn't really a purely bad guy. I really prefer those kinds of stories in general.
Before they have a chance to regroup and rebuild into something that can threaten civilian...
I can't read the chat. Let me move that aside. BattleTech did start in the 80s, but remember, when you say the 80s, you're talking about 1980 to 1989. So there's different years that they can occur in, and 40K started a bit later, a few years after BattleTech. And Gundam started in the late 70s.
Enemies in the air. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Really? I didn't get him? Oh, that's right. I thought I was in the Marauder, so I don't have the arm-mounted PPCs. I have the torso-mounted PPCs.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
I do like that my... Yeah, so my medium lasers are arm-mounted. That's very handy for dealing with helicopters. I forget what our goal... I think we just need to take people out. I forget if we have to destroy something or if we're just blowing people up. I can't remember very clearly. Anyways, let's move on to... Here's another question. Which mech controls do you use? Do you use mech controls or first-person controls? This was from Ask Them How They Know It. The answer for me is I always use mech controls, and the reason for that is because, one, that's just what I'm used to, and two, that's just the way the mechs control. Like, that's the way the mechs were intended to control. Now, I'm not saying that just because that's the way they were intended to control that you have to play them that way. But when I play this game, you know, I want to feel like I'm playing a robot simulator. So I want it to feel, I want there to be a sense of almost like alien feel to the controls.
So just, like, what... I mean, I only play that way as well, but what is the other option? Is there an easier sort of method of controlling?
It tries to make it control more like Call of Duty. I don't know how it accomplishes that, but, you know, I'm guessing when you go left, it tries to torso twist for you and turn at the same time to kind of perform like a strafing system. I guess it would be kind of like automatic vehicles versus, like, you know, automatic. Like, it's definitely, I've never played it that way.
Me neither.
I'm very comfortable with the mech control style.
Let's burn it down.
But I know that a lot of people do have trouble with the controls. Like, the controls are often a subject that people struggle with. So I'm not surprised that they have some alternate control setups. Ooh,
I had
man, I
nice
just
point.
laid that guy out.
I had flirted with the idea of getting a joystick setup, you know, but I never
Kayak
did.
has, that's what he does. Kayak has a joystick.
Yeah, I kind of flirted with the idea, but I just never did it yet. I bet it's pretty fun.
It's very immersive. You can also get like foot pedals.
Yes.
Like,
Tune them out, Commander. We have a job to do. Base is at 75% capacity.
wait, what about like Rihanna trying to tell me what to do?
She thinks she's the commander.
Target acquired.
You don't know what you're doing. Branson only wishes to put the power back into the hands of the people.
Oh, the filthy people?
Strength.
I don't like the people.
Yeah, the filthy peasants.
Target
Like that makes me want to destroy you even more.
People are of no concern of mine.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Well, that's quite convenient because we can arrange that.
Yeah, that is a service I provide.
It's like, too long we've lived under the rule of tyrants. Well, unfortunately for you, you're also being attacked by tyrants, so...
Yeah, well, you honestly don't have to worry about it. Like, it's been too long. We're gonna put an end to that. You know, once you're dead, you won't have to live under the rule of tyrants anymore.
After you've been killed by tyrants.
Yeah, it's all good.
Incoming missile.
Yeah.
Target destroyed.
Can you
Oh,
imagine,
it's so
like,
satisfying.
you know, being in a place like this and, you know, making an emotional plea and then the guy's like, I really just don't care.
It's like the clans when they were trying to like argue with the pirate guy, Vasic.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna start heading for the exit.
Target
Scrap that one.
Target destroyed.
All right, they're toast whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just 100 or so meters off.
I might even destroy a little extra stuff. It's on the house. Call it the Tyrant Special. Delphinius says, I put melee on my mouse button for as many mechs as he can. 5 just doesn't work for me. Well, the best thing, I mean, now, okay, I don't know if it's the best, but I will show you what I do. Let me see. So this is the mouse that I use. What we have here is here we go. That's a good picture of it. This is the mouse I use. This is the UTech Smart Venus RGB gaming mouse. It's basically the Temu version of a Razer Naga, but it turns out that the Temu version of a Razer Naga works just as well as a Razer Naga at 1/3 the price. Like, this is like a $20 to $30 mouse. And all of these, like, this is, so left button is my weapon group 1, right button is my weapon group 2. This is weapon group, number 1 is my weapon group 3, number 2 is my weapon group 4. That's how I kind of go down the list like that. And so I don't even have to worry about it. This is very good in many games, too. Like, if you play RPGs, if you play MMOs, that's what it was made for, is MMOs, because MMOs have a lot of abilities. So I would highly recommend using one of those. Like, if you want to improve your effectiveness. Would I say buy it just for MechWarrior 5? Probably not. But like I said, you could get use out of it in other games. Like, even when I played, excuse me, even when I played, like, Doom, I was able to get use out of it even in games like Doom, so. it was well worth the value for me, and I've had it for like well over 2 years, so it didn't break down or anything like that. It shows no signs of wear and tear, and like I said, it's like a third the price of a Razer Naga. So with the Razer Naga, you are not paying for the features. You're definitely paying for the name brand. Also, we have another question that has visual aid. So another question from Reddit is, why are mech pilots so kinky? And you're probably wondering, like, what the hell is he talking about? This is a question from Harry Hadrada. So what we need is some visual aid. So here is official artwork of a battle mech pilot in MechWarrior 5. This was the exact image he used as a reference and asking the question, why are the mechs so kinky? And I have two answers for that. The first answer is that this was made in the 80s, so that's just the 80s art style, kind of like dirty, grimy punk, kind of like cyberpunk, dirty, grimy cyberpunk is just kind of the aesthetic that was used. It's not my preferred aesthetic. I think this particular character looks like shit. That's what I would, that would be my rating, shit tier. But but that's just what they looked like. The second reason is because you are being cooked alive, and there's no reason to assist in being cooked alive by trapping even more body heat onto you. I'm sure the sheriff has a little more to add on that, though, because he's read some of the books or listened to some of the books where people are getting cooked in their vehicles. Like, can you confirm or deny that?
I can confirm that in the first of the saga of the Grey Death Legion, I think it's the Decision at Thunder Rift is the name of the book. Whenever they sort of meet the second main characters, Laurie Kalmar, who's Grayson Carlisle's later wife, she is in her what's she playing? A Locust, and she is literally like boobs out, like because it's so hot. She had to remove her top, like it's like crazy hot, especially in some of those like really old shitty mechs like that. So like she's literally like basically topless, and that's not uncommon. Like the male pilots will probably like literally just wear like shorts and quite often nothing on the top, and then they're like constantly like hydrating because the cockpits are like upwards of, well, I don't know what it would be in Fahrenheit, but 50, 60, maybe 40 degrees Celsius, which is probably like, I don't know. Is that like 100 degrees Fahrenheit or something stupid? Let me just confirm. Yeah, like 100 degrees Fahrenheit maybe. It's very hot, put it that way. And while you're also battling, and trying to pilot a mech as well. So that's quite an interesting question that guy asked. Having said that, I have read the books, and they are quite kinky too. So I wouldn't deny it.
Yeah, so that's definitely, like I said, that was just an 80s thing. And if you look at other things from the 80s, you're going to get the exact same thing. Like, it's very, very, that's just the 80s vibe, but it's also because your mech is very hot and you're being cooked alive. And so, I mean, I'm sure it helps a little bit, though. I mean, you're going to get cooked alive either way, if you're in a battle mech, also, this mission is a war zone and it's in a snow area.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use something hot because of that. I'm gonna use this archer. Archer with twin PPC. This is the based Karitan archer. The twin PPC X's, one in each arm. Normally the archer can't do that because it has the medium energy hard points, but the based Karitan model has 2 large energy hard points, one in each arm. That's pretty devastating. And then I just slapped on 2 more SRM6s because it's not a good idea. It's definitely too much heat, but it's going to be perfect in this hot weather, or in this cold weather. Let's add in some mechs. Maybe both the Kentaros. Oh, we can go a little heavier. And then I'll go a little lighter here. There we go, perfect.
I'm bringing in the weird Marauder, but it is really hot, so let's see what it's like.
Presumably it would be better just because of...
You actually shoot.
So here's another question from Reddit. The question is, why does everybody hate House Liao and House Kurita? That's actually an interesting question because there's a lot of meta knowledge to it as well. The in-game reason is because they were set up to be the villains. It's just the way it is. Like they are just set up to be the bad guys. Like Liao is known for being like very mendacious, you know, very like political machinations are their thing. Now they have a good reason to have political machinations. One, everyone should have political machinations because basically,
Main target, quick draw.
if you talk about how honorable you are, and then you fight fairly, and then you lose because you fought fairly, well, to whose benefit did you fight fairly for? Did you fight Did you fight fairly to your own benefit? At the expense of your people? Because now, what are you going to do? Like, your people are being conquered, your culture is being destroyed, they're taking away your religion and replacing it with their own religion. What do you tell your people? Like, my people, you may need to learn to speak Han Chinese, but at least we fought fairly. So, you can take solace in becoming Han Chinese. Well, you can't become Chinese, but, you know, you could take solace in being absorbed into the Liao culture that we fought fairly. So first I would say just a pussy. If you're fighting like really like honorably and fairly, you're just a pussy. That's the first thing I'd say. Now there is such a thing as like going overboard, like just like massacring people for no reason at all. There's certainly a thing as going overboard, but that's the first thing. Like when people say that, oh, Liao, they're very mendacious, you know, they're very like, oh, the scummy tactics, you know, political machination. Just shut up, pussy. That's what you say to that. Like when the Federated Sons are like, oh, these Chinese dogs, just say shut up, pussy. That's the answer to it. Because fighting fairly is stupid. Like you just shouldn't do it. Like when you are the leader, everyone is at stake. It's not just you. It's like all of your people are at stake. The soldiers that you're under your command are at stake. So you need to like fight to win. That is what is said in the Art of War. Like, you know, the Art of War is not games. You know, this is not like, this is not all like, this is not for fun. You know, this is happening. Like, the first line in the Art of War is, the Art of War is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death. So, like, that's what you say to Fed rats when they complain that Liao is, like, mendacious. It just doesn't matter. Another reason why Liao is that way is because they're on the losing side. They have the smallest territory, so you have an even greater duty to like fight with everything you've got, to use every tactic that you've got in order to win. Because, you know, you are the side that is in the most precarious position. So when the clans invaded, Liao used that as an opportunity to retake some of the territory they lost to the Federated Sons. Now the Federated Sons are like, oh, I can't believe you. Just say, shut up, pussy. Deal with it. Take people away from the clan front and deal with our invasion, pussy. Just that's what you got. Or you just got to, or you're gonna have to surrender our planets back to us. It's as simple as that. You know, you're being attacked. We're taking advantage of it. Deal with it. That's what you say. It's as simple as that. Because that's how you do it. Like, you know, welcome to like the Game of Thrones in Battletech. So that's why people don't like Liao. Like they're very like I said, they're very mendacious. Like they're synonymous with being mendacious. The Combine is, they don't like the Combine because they're hypocrites. The Combine is all about like, we are the honorable samurai. We die by the sword and we fight by the sword, and then they like do whatever they want. You know, they get like they talk about this big game about how honorable they are, and then they do whatever they want. They massacred the people on Kentaris. They get mad at the mercenaries. They're also just one of the bad guys. They're always like, you know, supposedly the Combine is always going out and attacking people. In the Fourth Succession War and the end of the Third Succession War, the Combine really doesn't do that much attacking. I think they launch an attack on, what was it? Mallory's World. They launched an attack on Mallory's World and lost. They did kill the former sovereign of Davion, though, Ian Victor Davion, so I guess they did do that. But in terms of MechWarrior 5, they're just the bad guys because they are. It's just the way it is. Another reason they're the bad guys is for political reasons. The people who wrote BattleTech are capitalists because, you know, they are Americans. So American capitalists wrote the story. Why is this relevant? Well, Liao is a socialist state. And socialism is one of the enemies of capitalism. So if you are a writer and you are a capitalist, you are very much at risk of depicting your in real life political enemies as being the enemies in the game, because you're probably not going to separate all of your biases out. So they designed the Capellans to be, oh god, he's like coming at you with the axe. He's like, give me a piece of that. And
he's really bloody beefy. He won't die.
Because he's a damn elite. He's a elite, and he's a Phoenix Hawk.
Like, look at the state of this. This is crazy. No, oh, finally, breach.
He takes so much effort to kill. But yeah, so the Capellans are a socialist country. They are also the red country. You know, they're socialists. They have like a communist feel to them. You know, they've got the whole like the Maskarovka is this Russian red organization. Oh, I'm gonna get behind this guy. He doesn't see me. Right here. There we go. Big damage on the rear armor. Get out of here. Look how fast he goes down compared to that elite. Even though he's like 15 tons heavier or something? Like 10 or 15 tons heavier. It doesn't even matter. Being an elite pilot, oh, it's rough. Give him a punch as he passes by. Big punch on the center torso there. So, you know, they're communist, or they're like, I don't know if I don't think Liao is not communist. Like, people who say Liao is communist, you gotta know what communism is about. One of the ways you know about communism is, are they trying to eliminate all social constructs? If the answer is no, then they're not really communist, or you could argue maybe they're a variation of communism. One of the objectives of communism was the elimination of social constructs. So they wanted to get rid of religion, they wanted to get rid of race, they wanted to get rid of like anything that could be argued to be a man-made concept. They wanted to get rid of all of it. So eventually communism would want to delete its own government, theoretically, if we went by Karl Marx's belief system. So that's why I would say it's probably not accurate to say that the Capellans are communists, because they take a lot of pride in their Han Chinese background. That's not a communist belief system. That's compatible with a socialist belief system, but not a communist belief system. But in either way, you know, they have kind of a communist vibe. They are socialists, and those are the enemies of capitalism. And the writers are capitalistic, so naturally there's going to be bias to the Capellan faction. Now, the meta reason is that the fan base glommed onto these reasons because the fan base are probably capitalists themselves, because they live primarily in the United States, and they would hate the Capellans for the same reason the authors probably hate the Capellans, and then it became a meme, and then it became a self-fulfilling thing.
Good work.
And that's why people don't like the Capellans or the Caretans. If you wanted, like, that would be like the complicated. I don't talk too much about politics on my channel just because it's not the focus of the channel. I know quite a bit about the subject, that said, and when I find a neutral way to talk about political philosophy, I will introduce it, especially if I think it has value to the conversation. And in this case, I think it does have value to the conversation of, like, why things happened the way they did. We didn't salvage a single mech out of that. This Archer did. Look at the base Cretan Archer. Look at that damage distribution. That is the oh, perfect. It is blessed. That's the way I would describe the Archer 2K. Perfect. Perfect damage distribution. You know, red across the armor, no breaches. That's exactly what you want to see. That means that my mech was taking the center of attention, but it did not get any armor blowouts. That's exactly what you want to see. More missions. We're running out of time, aren't we? Damn it, we're not anywhere closer to Terra. Okay, we're gonna go. We need to go shopping. I want to go shopping. We're going shopping. Okay, so we didn't find anything good here last time, but a lot of time has passed. That means they've changed the stock should be different. So we're gonna go shopping. So that's the reason why people don't like House Liao or Karita. Let me see what other questions we got. Okay, so earlier we had a question that said, hey, I didn't have fun with clans. Or I had fun with clans, but I didn't enjoy mercenaries. What can I do to enjoy mercenaries more? Now, I told you there would be the opposite question. Now, another person said, I cannot play the clans until they release mods. And I'm going to combine it with the second question he asked. Why do I suck at clans when I'm so good at mercenaries? It's from the same person. Ask them how they know it. That's the user. And he says that he cannot play clans until they release mods because there's just not enough variety, and he feels like it is an incomplete game. He also is like, why is clans so much harder than mercenaries? Like, why am I so bad at mercenaries? The answer here is because of mods. He is a big enthusiast of mods. Is the Charger on our list? Let me look it up.
I'll bring up the stream schedule.
Victor, Corsair, Annihilator, King Crab, Mirage. Okay, so no, we're not doing the Charger. So that one is not on the list, so we will not be buying that. Also, let's go ahead and sell a bunch of mechs that we've had here. Let's start raking in our profits. So Hunchback 4J, 500, best 600K. Hunchback 4H, 600K. A Rifleman, hate to say Rifleman, I do like Rifleman. 1.2 million, that's a good price. We'll keep that. Do we need the H? We don't need the H. Selling the H. The Shadowhawk H, 1.1 million, good price. Spider 5V, oh, didn't even see. Spider 5V, 530. Spider 5V, 570. So that's not bad for a light mech. Wolverine 6R, 1.1 million, that's a good price. Another Wolverine 6R, 1.1 million. Zeus is not on the list. No, that was last time. So the Zeus is definitely not on the list. 2.8 million, that's a good price for a Zeus. I will definitely take it. Delphinius asked, do shops refresh yearly or quarterly? I don't think they refresh either. I don't know the precise answer. I just know that if you spend enough time away from a shop, they will reset. But if you were to just, let's say you just did Solaris missions here, then it would not reset them. Or at least I don't think they would reset them. I know you got to spend at least a few months away, though. And then they will reset. Let's go to Port Arthur next. This is actually the setting of Mech Commander 1. Mech Commander 1 occurs on the planet Port Arthur. The Davia, or Federated Sun, or FedCom versus Clan Smoke Jaguar in that one. But, so anyways, the answer to his question is that because he plays with mods, he definitely has a very different experience than average, I would say, for starters. And also, if you are playing as with mods, then yeah, you're going to be more powerful than clan mechs. In fact, I would actually say in general, you can make a more powerful mech in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries than you can with clan mechs, like the King Crab car, for example. Like, that mech is crazy. It's just crazy. I'm not saying that that you can't make a strong mech in clans. Like 15 medium lasers is a very strong mech. But, yeah, you can make some really out-of-control mechs, especially if you use YAML as well. If you use YAML, then, like, I don't know, it's just Jover. And that's why when you go into clans, you're actually using, like, balanced mechs instead of OP mechs in, what do you call it? Mercenaries? That would probably be the main reason, though. But as far as, like, you know, why doesn't he enjoy clans? I would say it is exactly for what he said. Like, there's not enough variety, and it feels like an incomplete game. Let me go ahead and let the sheriff step in, though. You know, do you have any thoughts on, like, why he might not be enjoying clans and why he might feel more powerful in mercenaries as opposed to clans?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good point about. I mean, the mods if you're used to playing MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries with mods, it's like it's not even the same game anymore. Like, you're just basically playing like a sandbox, and the one thing that you could definitely say about clans is it's not a sandbox. You are like so like hemmed into basically only using lasers, running along one path, doing the missions in one way. You know, you can't deploy any form of tactics really other than, like, you know, stand at range. So, I mean, another part of it is it's just not a terribly good game. It's probably another just valid reason for it, in the same way that we said earlier on that other fella might maybe it's just, you know, it's just not the game for him. I would argue that the clans probably is going to have that more because it is such a niche game. Like, you know, a linear campaign with very little content in it. There's not many people going to be terribly satisfied by that. So yeah, I would hazard a guess that it's both of those things. Like, you know, it's just not the same game, and it's very hard to compare the two. Actually, I mean, you can compare them, but it's very hard to, like, you know, maybe a better way of putting it is to draw parallels between them. There's not very many parallels between the two games, so I'm not surprised that someone would not enjoy it personally.
Yeah, I definitely think, obviously, there's different strokes for different folks. Like, you know, some people are going to prefer one game and some people will not prefer another. But I will say, I have a feeling that more people will prefer MechWarrior 5 over Clans, simply because I would say, in general, I think it is a better designed game, way more replayability. I don't see people getting 1,000 hours of gameplay out of Clans.
There's no way.
I think they are going to get, they're going to play it out. They will try all the combinations, you know, and they're going to get bored of it. Whereas MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, I think it offers tremendous replayability, not even including the mods. If you include the mods, like if you're an enthusiast of like yet another mech lab, then it's going to increase it. Wow, I can't believe we didn't find a single mech here that was worthwhile. I'm going over here then. I'm tired of I want to spend some money. I want to spend some money.
Like, we have so much money, and we need to spend it.
Yeah, I'm tired of this. Like, you know, like we got like 100 million C-bills, and I wanna rake some new mechs in. We've got God, we have 1 day. Okay. So
Wow.
I'm just gonna reload that. I didn't realize that we were so close there. That's okay. No big deal.
Kind of crazy.
So, I mean, I told you I didn't want to go to this industrial hub because we just didn't get anything last time. I think more time has to pass, but I guess we don't have a choice. This is a good place to stop, though. Next up, we're going to be doing the Legend of the Kestrel Lancers. Maybe we'll actually pick up some interesting mechs there. Like, we'll have to take a look, both from the perspective of what is in the shops as well as what is for sale. But I would say that is pretty good. Also, we did have a question. Can I show people what yet another mech lab? Not yet another mech attribute viewer. Let me find a mech that actually has attributes. The hi there should. There we go. So if you look at this, towards the bottom where it's weapons, you'll see these letters. You'll see XL, ES, and DHS. Those would not normally be there. That's because of the mod that I'm using. The mod is called Mech Attribute Viewer. What it does is it just displays the additional stats of the mech that would otherwise be hidden from you, and that's all it does. It does not alter the gameplay. It just lets you know that in this case, the JVN-HT, the Javelin High there, has an extra light engine, endo steel, and its stock configuration comes with double heat sinks. It also tells you that you can upgrade it with 8 slots of upgrades. And the game would normally not tell you that. I don't know why. It should tell you that. It's stupid that it does. I should not need this mod. There should be no... I should literally have no mods on my MechWarrior 5 because this should just be a default feature. Why doesn't it tell you that it has an extra light engine? Why doesn't it tell you that it has endo steel or ferrofibrous armor or mask or, you know, or anything like that? And I don't want to hear that, oh, maybe they don't understand what it is. The extra light engine is big. It's bulkier. The extra light engine protrudes from the center torso into the side torso. It partially expands into them. So the technicians would know that this is not a normal engine. Same with the ferrofibrous armor. When you try to put a different type of armor on, you'd be like, oh, this armor is incompatible with this mech. This is the wrong type of armor. It's different. So they would know that it is a different kind of armor. They would know that it's a different kind of engine. They would know that there's something different about the internal structure of the mech, and it would be listed on the mech. There is no reason it wouldn't be listed there. And if they were trying to sell this mech to you, if they wanted you to buy this mech, they would tell you that this mech has some fantastic additional features, and they would tell you, they wouldn't hide it from you. It's just stupid that it isn't in the game. Stupid.
Agreed.
That's how I feel about it.
Here.
Anyways, I think that is good enough for today. I think we did pretty good. We didn't actually accomplish my main objective, which was to shop. But we attempted to shop, but we failed at shopping. So like I wanted to give them my money. You know, I got money to spend, but they've got nothing for me to buy. So I'm just like bummed or something like that. But we did what we could, and I'm going to rename the episode. I typically always rename the episodes anyways because this one had very little to do with shopping. Instead, it'll be about beating up people, like oppressing innocent people. That's my favorite activity as a proud member of the Draconis Combined. The more people complain, the more I want to oppress them, basically. Like, that's just how I roll. Let me show you guys the schedule so you know what's going on. Schedule. So today is the 8th. So as you can see, last week we had the Drunk New Year's party. If you missed that, that's too bad. It was pretty out of control. I drank too much and passed out after failing to stop my cats from eating the pizza, and then I thought I could speak German. Then I woke up at 3 a.m. and the party was over. So today's the 8th. I'll be having more parties as well. You have to be in the Discord to be a part of the party, but anyone can join. So today's the 8th. We did MechWarrior 5 today. Unfortunately, the Sheriff and I's schedule did not link up as well together this week as in some other weeks, so we could only schedule one. So on Thursday and Friday, I will be on Generation Zero back on Twitch. That is the robot survival game, surviving the robot apocalypse, and we'll be moving into the DLC because I beat the primary storylines. In addition to that, let me, while you are here, get you a, where is it? Should be under the administration district. Here is, I wish they had a bot for this. I hate that I got to do this manually. Here's a link to the Discord if you'd like to join the community. I'm in the Discord every day, including the voice chat. So if you've ever wanted to talk to me, I am in the voice chat almost every day. Very, very seldomly am I not in the voice chat, at least once a day. And I do respond to any messages. You can send me private messages. I may not respond immediately since, you know, I can be busy doing things. But, yeah, you can certainly do that. You can ask any questions you want. You can play video games with us because we do play games. We play a whole bunch of different games, not just MechWarrior 5. So if there's other games you like to play, you can certainly join. And as a status update, the Grasshopper video is on the way. You know, like I am trying to work harder on the videos. I want to get like 2 or 3 out per month. So, we got the art for the Grasshopper. That doesn't take any effort. That's just copying it down off of the website. We've got the, like the monitor, the trivia information, stuff like that. It is underway. I've got the, we got the videos and everything. I haven't done the battle ROM yet because I haven't figured out which mech I'm going to use. But, like I've got the walking animations and everything like that is going on. So we've got, it's underway. It's going. It's going to be good. Anyways, next week, I have no idea what we'll be streaming. I will probably be streaming at least one episode of Goddess of Victory Nikkei in order to go over the New Year's storyline, which will be coming to a close. I will also be attempting to do the gotcha system to get Rappy's new unit. But in addition to that, I will probably get 1 or 2 MechWarrior 5s unless our schedule winds up being really, really poor. And then the rest of them will be Generation Zeros, as is usual. Hopefully, I will have the Grasshopper done by either the end of this week or the beginning of next week. That is what I am going for. Anyways, I think that's pretty good. Yep. Till next time, everyone. This is the Fox and the Sheriff dipping out. So deuces, everyone. And remember that you don't have to be good to get good.